evening and welcome to News Rounds. I am Nkechi Tejeri. Here are our top stories. President Tinubu tasked monarchs on peace and unity. Countdown to 2027. PDP tightens clash for chairmanship. UK backs Nigeria's varsity curriculum overhaul. FAC to recover 101 billion naira from customs after audit report. Glitz and glam portrayed as the movie premiere of Dazzling Obsession. Okowa confident of world champs relay tickets. Now to the news in full. President Bola Tinubu is calling on traditional rulers in Nasarawa State to remain champions of peace and unity across the state's 13 local government areas. President Tinubu made the call in Lafia during the turbaning ceremony of Senator Ahmed Aliyu Wadada as the Magajin Dangin of Lafian Bari. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. Tinubu said peace and harmony are vital to accelerating development and delivering democratic dividends to communities. He urged Senator Wadada to use his new title to foster peace within the Lafia Emirate and traditional institutions nationwide. The president also praised the senator's record in public service and philanthropy, describing the title as a well-deserved recognition of his contributions to governance and cultural heritage. Senator Wadada joins a long line of leaders entrusted with the responsibility of preserving tradition while promoting unity and progress. The presidency hopes his new role will further strengthen grassroots peace-building efforts. Countdown to 2027 as Nigeria approaches another pivotal election cycle. The race for the chairmanship of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is heating up. Party heavyweights including Professor Jerry Gana, Kawu Baraje, and Ahmed Makafi are reportedly in the running, with internal discussions underway to settle a consensus candidate ahead of the PDP's National Convention set for November 15th. PDP logo, archives of Jerry Gana, Baraje, Makafi, Damagum at rallies and meetings, PDP next session, party supporters, convention banners, FCT Minister Wike, etc. Sources within the party, though speaking anonymously, confirm that acting chairman Umar Damagum is also lobbying to retain the position in a substantive role. Meanwhile, PDP's National Executive Committee has called for credible, experienced contenders to take the stage. But while some are advocating unity through consensus, others believe a democratic contest is necessary. Amid the build-up, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has raised concerns that unresolved zoning disputes in the South, South, and Southeast could derail the convention scheduled to hold in Ibadan, Oyo State. The ruling All Progressives Congress isn't silent either. The APC's Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, predicting possible collapse within the PDP, citing unresolved internal rifts. The upcoming convention follows a turbulent chapter for the PDP, one marked by mass defections and months of internal crisis. Now the decision to elect 19 new National Working Committee members. All eyes are on how the party will navigate this critical moment and reposition itself ahead of 2027. The Lagos State government is stepping up efforts to deepen civic engagement and political inclusion at the grassroots level. Through its Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, the state recently held a sensitization program in Aye Tobi community, Agbado, under the Oke Odo LCDA. Speaking at the event, the special advisor to the governor, Dr. Afolabi Tajuddin, represented by Dr. Babatunde Omotayo, said the initiative aims to empower residents to take active roles in governance and policy development. He stressed that citizens are not just beneficiaries of government policy, but vital contributors to democratic progress. Residents welcomed the initiative. Akínbóyèwá Bọ́lárìnwá said it would help improve access to government programs, while Ayọ̀bọ́lá Bákàrè pledged to engage more actively with state initiatives, citing past difficulties due to lack of information. The program reflects Lagos State's push to make governance more participatory and inclusive, especially at the community level. You're watching News Rounds on Atlantic TV. We'll go on a short break. When we return, more news stories to come.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. Tensions continue to rise between the All Progressives Congress and the African Democratic Congress as both parties trade accusations over recent verbal attacks involving top political figures. The APC had lashed out at prominent opposition leaders, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party's Peter Obi, former Kaduna Governor Nasir El-Rufai, and ex-Rivers Governor Rotimi Amechi, calling them a clueless and rudderless gang within the newly formed ADC coalition. The ruling party also warned Nigerians against politicians it claimed were using religion and ethnicity to undermine national unity and the principle of presidential power rotation. But the ADC fired back, describing President Bola Tinubu's economic policies as heartless, while the Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, dismissed the APC's attacks as mere distraction from pressing national issues. As the political bickering intensifies, analysts say the war of words may signal deeper alignments ahead of the 2027 elections. In financial news, the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, is set to recover over 101 billion naira from the Nigerian Customs Service following revelations of major revenue discrepancies. An audit report by OOM Professional Services has flagged revenue shortfalls of 101.17 billion naira in customs remittances for 2022 to 2023. The audit, commissioned by the Forum of Commissioners of Finance, uncovered misclassifications and delayed remittances by commercial banks, issues that distorted Nigeria's statutory revenue sharing formula, especially for state and local governments. The findings were presented at the FAC plenary held on May 16, 2025, where the chairman of the forum confirmed the anomalies. Following a directive from the Federal Ministry of Finance, a post-mortem subcommittee was tasked to investigate and present recommendations. A follow-up meeting on July 10th in Abuja brought together top representatives from Customs, FIRS, CBN, the Accountant General's Office, and FAC. There, OOM represented its findings, and all parties, including FIRS and Customs, reportedly agreed with the consultant's position. With consensus now reached, FAC will begin recovery efforts, ensuring that the funds are redistributed to rightful beneficiaries, particularly states that were shortchanged in the process. We'll go for another short break. When we return, more news stories to come.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Tikado! Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Tikado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Tikado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Ajah, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Welcome back. In education, the West African Examination Council, WAEC, has attributed the sharp drop in performance in the 2025 WAEC to the introduction of tougher anti-malpractice measures. At a press conference in Lagos on Monday, WAEC's head of national office, Dr. Amos Dangote, announced that only 38.32% of candidates obtained 5 credits and above in core subjects including English and mathematics, a dramatic fall from 72.12% in 2024. WAEC linked the decline to new anti-cheating protocols, including the serialization of objective papers across major subjects aimed at curbing exam malpractice and reducing collusion among candidates. Out of over 1.96 million candidates who sat for the exam, 1.52 million results, representing 77.06%, were fully processed and released. However, 451,796 results are still being processed due to technical and administrative issues. Dr. Dangote also revealed a gender performance gap in favor of female candidates. Of the 754,545 candidates who passed 5 subjects, including English and mathematics, 53.99% were female, while 46.01% were male. Meanwhile, WAEC said 87.24% of candidates secured at least 5 credits in any subject, with or without English and mathematics. WAEC says the new measures are part of a broader push to restore integrity and credibility to the examination system, despite the short-term impact on pass rates. The United Kingdom is supporting efforts to revamp Nigeria's university curriculum with a focus on entrepreneurship, sustainability, and peace building. Ekiti State University and Babcock University are partnering with UK scholars in a British Council-funded project aimed at modernizing higher education. Led by Dr. Olushola Kolawole of the University of Bradford, the initiative focuses on integrating circular economy, enterprise skills, and peace education into Nigerian curricula. At a workshop in Lagos, experts highlighted the importance of aligning academic content with global development goals. Both universities will receive resources to support teaching and research in the new focus areas. Organizers say the effort could reshape how Nigerian graduates are prepared for the future, with a stronger emphasis on innovation, social impact, and global relevance. Now to some business stories. African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, is leading a massive $4 billion syndicated refinancing loan for Dangote Industries Limited, aimed at boosting operations at the world's largest single-train refinery. Afreximbank headquarters, Dangote Refinery Construction, Dangote, and Professor Orama at signing ceremony, refinery tanks, production lines, oil tankers, exports loading. Afreximbank has officially signed a $1.35 billion facility, forming the largest share of the $4 billion syndicated deal. The financing will refinance capital already deployed to construct the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals Complex, with a daily capacity of 650,000 barrels. This deal is being described as one of the biggest syndications in Africa's financial market in recent years. Afreximbank served as the mandated lead arranger, highlighting its ongoing commitment to infrastructure, industrialization, and energy security across the continent. Commenting on the agreement, Afreximbank President Professor Benedict Orama said the deal proves that Africa's development must be financed from within, while Dangote Group CEO Aliko Dangote emphasized that the facility will strengthen the company's balance sheet and accelerate product supply both locally and continent-wide. The landmark funding not only boosts Nigeria's refining capacity, but also signals a new chapter for African-led economic transformation, with Dangote Refinery now better positioned to meet both domestic fuel needs and continental export demands. Still on business, the group CEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bashir Bayo Ojulari, is facing mounting pressure over alleged financial dealings linked to the son-in-law of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Reports indicate that Ojulari, appointed 4 months ago by President Bola Tinubu, may soon be forced out of office after security agencies flagged suspicious transactions tied to AA&R Investment Group. The company is owned by Abdullahi Bashir Haske, Atiku's son-in-law, who allegedly received millions of dollars through NNPC-linked deals. Sources say the president is furious, describing the scandal as a betrayal, especially amid claims that funds may have been channeled to support opposition politics. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is said to be investigating alleged large-scale money laundering through AA&R's financial networks. Ojulari has reversed an earlier decision by his predecessor, Mele Kyari, who had severed ties with Bashir Haske during his tenure. Despite unconfirmed reports of resignation, insiders say Ojulari remains in office, but for how long is unclear. With pressure mounting and investigations ongoing, Ojulari's future at the helm of NNPC appears increasingly uncertain. We'll go for yet another short break. When we return, more news stories to come.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Welcome back. Now to entertainment. It was a night of glitz and glam in Lagos State, Nigeria, as the much-anticipated movie Dazzling Obsession premiered to a crowd of film lovers, celebrities, and media stakeholders. The emotionally charged film explores the deep themes of love, betrayal, and blind trust. Speaking with the managing director of Atlantic Media, Mrs. Ruth Edema, she shared her unique take on the movie despite not being an avid movie watcher. And also the movie director, Saheed Pampa, and the producer, Mr. Daniel.
Obsession, usually it's going to be about love in a negative way. And we all know how negativity sells. So I am very sure it's going to be amazing. The producer is my friend, so he has given me so much. So I'm really looking out for what he has up his sleeve. So let's see what they have.
You know, a film starts with a good story. So a story first, which is a script. Now we have a script. Now you need the good actors to bring out the beauty of the characters in the film. So I've worked with a lot of them in the past, so I just knew, oh, this one will be able to fit into this role, this one will be able to fit into this role, and you know, we're able to bring it together, and we have a good film.
It's a dream come true, you know. They will learn a lot of lessons from the movie in particular, you know. I don't want to tell you the story here. You have to watch the movie to see the story. In fact, at a point, you know, you want to cry, but then, so, you know, so people will learn from it, you know, things like blind trust, you know, that love doesn't die like that. Let me not tell of the whole story.
With a stellar cast including Enyinna Wigwe, Chisom Omenadi, Oke Uzoishi, and many others. Dazzling Obsession promises a rich blend of storytelling, passion, and thought-provoking lessons. The director also expressed gratitude to the producer and everyone who made the premiere a success. And on sports news, President of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Tonobok Okowa, remains optimistic that the country's relay teams will still secure qualification for the upcoming World Championships in Tokyo. Nigeria's team missed their first major chance to qualify at the World Relays in China back in May due to visa delays. Another opportunity came during the national trials in Lagos on Sunday, but both the men's 4x100 meters and 4x400 meters teams fell short of the required qualification times. The men's 4x400 meters team A, made up of Samuel Ogazi, Ezekiel Nathaniel, Gafar Badmos, and Chidi Okezie, clocked 3.03.68, nearly 5 seconds behind Zambia's qualifying mark of 2.59.12. In the 4x100 meters, Team Nigeria A finished in 40.05 seconds, also outside the automatic qualifying range. As it stands, none of Nigeria's relay teams, men or women, are currently qualified for the championship scheduled for September in Tokyo. Despite the setback, Okowa says hope is not lost. He's counting on upcoming events including the CAA Region 2 meet from August 17th as the team races against time before the qualification window closes on the 24th of August. Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigers, has been honored by President Bola Tinubu following their historic win at the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket Championship, their 5th consecutive title. At the presidential reception held at the State House, the president, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, conferred national honors on all players and technical crew, awarding them the title of Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON. Each player and crew member will also receive one flat and a cash reward, the Naira equivalent of $100,000 for each player and $50,000 for each coach and technical staff. President Tinubu hailed the team for their outstanding 78-64 victory over Mali and for becoming the first African team to qualify for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. The president also praised coach Rena Wakama for her leadership, describing her as a trailblazer for women in sports. He singled out Ami Okonkwo, the tournament MVP, and Ezinne Kalu, top scorer in the final, for the outstanding performance. And with that sports news, we'll come to the end of News Rounds right here on Atlantic TV. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nkechi Tejere. Have a pleasant day.